Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Real Tarot 1123. I hope all of you are doing very well. I am doing a video for my series. This is for Wicked Wednesday, and it probably will be a controversial subject. I don't know. Belle. Where's Belle? Who's Belle? I don't know. Anyway, so well, hit the bell icon. How about that? and subscribe. That would be awesome. And of course, give me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. You guys know. Anyway, let's get on with this before I kind of get sidetracked. So I may be looking a little bit, ragged, if you will. I had a very heavy reading, and it was online, live, and then after that I had to record a couple of videos for the series. So yeah, I'm wearing the same clothes, trust me. It's because I'm recording on the same day and that sort of a stuff. So it's not I know people kind of flip out. The last time I think I made a comment and I said, what did I say? I said, y'all, I'm wearing the same clothes in a couple of videos because I recorded it all on the same day. And I assure you, I have taken a shower and I'm wearing clean clothes. And I got a number of emails from people laughing and saying, Kyotara, you really didn't have to say that. I know, but we're just having fun. I'm sure there are a lot of people say, oh my gosh, she's wearing the same clothes in 3 videos. Yes, folks, sometimes it happens because I happen to record videos one after the other, and I'm not going to go and do a wardrobe change and come back and all that. I couldn't be bothered with all that. If I'm recording on the same day, multiple videos, this is what you get. It is what it is. I just made myself some tea because I felt like, I need a little bit of energy. I'm so drained, y'all. That was a very, very heavy reading. That was a live stream I did for, we just got done. It was for Marilyn Monroe. So, yeah. Well, I'm out of tea too. Oh well, never mind. So, anywho, let's get on with it. So this is for I forgot to tell you the subject, right? Chris Cuomo and Andrew Cuomo, right? Everybody and their puppy dog knows who Chris Cuomo is, and everybody and their puppy dog, I'm sure, knows who Andrew Cuomo is, right? Well, clearly. So let's take a look. Very interesting, high profile people, been in the industry. I mean, Andrew Cuomo is a career politician, and Chris is a career journalist, educated men. And, their father was also the mayor of New York, if I'm not mistaken, or the governor of New York. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, it's like they do have politics in their blood. But what is all this brouhaha all about? Just so you'll know, and before we go any further, I want to make one thing categorically clear. I'm very apolitical. I don't need to air my political leanings for public viewing, because that's my personal, a choice. So let's not make this a political situation, or I don't want to hear anybody, saying nasty things as far as, he's this, he's that. Please, let's not bring politics into this. That is my one request. If I see anybody leaving comments, I don't want to make this political, okay? This is just a very interesting reading, and I'm just purely looking at it from the perspective of tarot. So please, let's not make this political. I do not want to make this political. I honestly couldn't care less what your political leanings are or inclinations are. That's your own personal stuff. So, like I say, religion, politics, and raising children, parenting are so personal. I don't think, one has to be so open about, the way you want to raise your kids or what your religious leanings are, etc. So, or politics, let's not bring that in here. Okay, so I think I said enough, I've babbled enough. All right, so I'll probably be all over the place with this because I'm doing it for 2 people. So Christopher Charles Cuomo is a younger brother. His birthday is, disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. These are my observations, my opinions. Please do your own research, do your own due diligence, form your own conclusions, and draw your own opinions. And whatever information I have of them in terms of their date of birth, etc., it's all available on the internet. Free Copyrights Act, whatever, you'll figure that out. Okay. So, Chris Cuomo, his full name is Christopher Charles Cuomo. His birth date is August 9th, 1970. So, he's a Leo. Andrew Cuomo, I probably am not saying the last name right, and for that I apologize. Is it Cuomo or Como? I don't know. So Andrew Mark Cuomo, his date of birth is December 6th, 1957. Now, right off the bat, Chris is a Leo and Andrew is a Sagittarius. Both are fire signs. I would say naturally among all the siblings, they have a whole bunch of siblings, right? I would say from the very beginning, these two were a lot closer to each other than they would have been of any of their other siblings. Right off the bat, I'm also going to go out and say that Chris, even though he's a younger brother, being a typical Leo, I don't have his time of birth. If I did have his time of birth, I would have done a whole astrology chart, but I don't have the time of birth for Andrew either. So that's a whole another situation. Why is this itching me now? Okay. When I did that video for the live stream for, oh my God, look at all that gray. Oh, how fun. I have a forehead. Yay. When I did the live stream for Marilyn Monroe, y'all, the sun was hitting me so hard on the face for a good 15-20 minutes. You can actually watch it on the video. I knew I could feel it. My skin reacting to that. And then, of course, all the itches and my skin all over because I have lupus, so it does affect me. Oh, and I've been struggling with it. So, anyhow, let's get on with it. It kind of aggravated me, but it is what it is. Whew. Okay, take a deep breath, girl, and get on with it. Stop babbling, right? Okay. So, I would say typically, Chris being a Leo, and like I said, I don't have their time of birth, but I do believe he has a very strong amount or element of water in his chart. I wouldn't be surprised. And air as well. Now you'd go, well, Kirtan, if he's a Leo, he's got fire, water, and air. Yeah, well, air, because you can naturally say, the industry he's in as a journalist. And I do believe, even without seeing his time of birth, that he does have a lot of water in his chart. So we're going to do a couple of things. I'm just going to do a couple of cards for Chris, and then I'll do a couple for Andrew, and we'll take it there. Should I do a completely different set? You know what? Let's do this, y'all, because I have just the major arcana. Let's do this. Hang on one second, okay? There we go, boo-boo. Mama has to get up and go find the other set. Hang on, where is it? I know I have it here somewhere. There. Right here. Oh no, where are the cards though? Where are the cards? What? I just have an empty box. Where in God's world are the cards? Oh, darn it. God. Where are the cards, boo-boo? Where are the cards? Holy moly cajoles. Okay, so now I am a little bit upset. Sorry, y'all. You know how this works, right? Am I ever going to get organized? Probably not. Where are the cards, though? Shoot, I have the box, but the cards are missing. How in God's world is that possible? All right, never you mind. Okay, let's get on with this, because I'm not going to edit and all that stuff. Sorry, y'all. I just, anywho. So let's, we'll do it one at a time. So here, this is for Chris, right? This thing better not die on me. I'm recording on my MacBook Pro. Leo, of course, because he is a Leo. Virgo and Uranus. So this is for Chris. Okay, then we'll do another one for Andrew. So let me write it down for Chris. We got Leo, Okay. So for Chris, I'm going to say I got 11 and 7. So if he's a Leo, okay, his 7th house talks about friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationships. And 11th house talks about like minded people, groups, and friends. Those are the aspects for him, okay? And then we have the Leo card pop out, Virgo and Uranus. Leo card, yes, it does talk about the first house. And the first house is how you present yourself. It's all about you, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how the world sees you, and that sort of stuff, right? So it's clearly obvious here. And then he's got Virgo. Virgo is the second house. Second house talks about values, talents, possessions, ability to earn income and money and all that good stuff. Then you have Uranus. Uranus rules Neptune. So if he's a Leo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th house. 7th house again, friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationships. Look, I don't wish this on anybody, but I will tell you, I guarantee his marriage is probably going to go through a little bit of a sketchy phase now. Okay. And so Uranus does talks about, Uranus is all about sudden changes and shocks. Well, clearly, I don't think he was expecting to be sacked from his job. It was a sudden shock, right? So it is clearly obvious that it is definitely something that was inevitable, and so therefore it did occur. Now let's talk about Virgo for a second. So Virgo is very mercurial, right? Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so therefore it validates the fact that his what's the word? His personality is very dynamic. He's very throw in the Leo aspect to it, and he's very quick to talk. And that mercurial energy, quick to, his mind is quick. He's fast, and he's an educated fellow too, right? The dude is like what, an attorney, a lawyer, or something. Something, I don't know what kind of law, business or criminal or financial law. I don't know, but lawyer. So you can say he's smart, he's quick, he has his ability to process information really quick, and all that is very, very necessary if you are in the industry that he was in, journalism, television, etc. Right? So it's but natural. Now I'm also going to say, as far as Mercury is concerned, there most certainly has been a period in his life when he has gone through very what's the word? Almost a mercurial no, that's not the right word. He went through a phase where he was kind of vacillating between whether he wanted to pursue law or whether he wanted to get into journalism. Now, being a Leo, and either way he would be successful, because being a Leo, it's all about the center stage. It's very ego driven, very ego driven. This man, more than anybody else, is very ego driven. Absolutely. I mean, every one of us as human beings have an ego, let's face it, whether we accept it or not, we all do. But this man is quite egotistical, and he's very he is very egotistical. So either way, whether he had chosen law or whether he had, or the career he did, he would have, the way his things are looking at over here based on his numbers and his whatever it is that I do, he would have risen to the top. But the fact that Uranus was so prominent for him, it was inevitable. This how they say the higher the rise, the harder the fall type of situation. But this was very unexpected. He did not expect to be toppled off at all. Now, did he know that he would get into a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it a skirmish, but a little bit of a situation? He thought, yeah, the worst that would happen is they'd call me in, they'd give me a slap on the wrist, and they'd say, okay, go, or, we'll put you on the back burner for a couple of months, we'll send you off season somewhere, off-site somewhere to go do some coverages, like take him off the spotlight so that people kind of forget, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, and then bring him back again. That's the worst he thought that would have happened to him. But Anywho, but we all know ultimately what happened, right? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So if Chris is 11 and 7th house, and Andrew is 4 and 8th house, for Andrew the 4th, let's not get into it. That'll kind of muddy the waters and it'll confuse anybody. I'll do a separate reading after this for Andrew. Both of them fire signs. Two, the High Priestess, ruled by Venus. 15. Oh my God. The devil, Capricorn energy, right? Codependencies, and the Fool card. Okay, very interesting. And am I surprised? Not at all. And the reason I'm not surprised is because the two of them, their relationship has always been very strong, absolutely without a doubt. Among all the siblings, I'd say these two were the closest to each other and relied on each other a lot. So he would have been I don't care what, Mr. Christopher says or Mr. Andrew says, they used each other as sounding boards, without a doubt. Give me 1 second. 11 plus 20 is 31, and that is the fourth house. Yeah, so for him, it is all about the home, the mother, the family roots, etc. So this man, Chris Cuomo, is very, very all about, the idealistic image he has about family roots are very strong, and this, that, and the other. I mean, a lot of people, it's not just people of his origins who have that kind of a strong ties and bonds with the family members, etc. A lot of people do have, regardless, right? All over the world. Doesn't matter whether you're Italian or Greek or French or I don't know, whatever have you. We all have strong ties to our families. At least most of us do, in my humble opinion. So the sense of belonging, the sense of keeping it together, keeping keeping a tight like almost like it's us, the Cuomos against the world type of a thing. So he has that thing about the family, that wanting to keep the family close, wanting to keep the family tight. What percent of it is genuinely from the heart, as to what percent of it is like for show, I'll leave it to y'all, okay? Because I'm not saying his view or his ideologies are twisted or anything, but he is that family kind of a guy. But some of it is also kind of, some of it is also done for the glamour of it. Y'all, I know y'all are going to come at me, but what have you. So just leave it at that. Pushing it too far, right? That sort of a thing. I don't know how else to explain it. There is a codependency between the two brothers. Yes, absolutely. It's a codependent relationship, the two of them. I don't care what each of them says. Now, this is a Capricorn card. So hang on, he's a Leo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So either way, it falls at the sixth house. And the sixth house talks about work, health, discipline, and habits. I'm going to say the two of them were definitely using each other as sounding boards, if you will, regardless of what they tell the public. They would sound off on each other. Absolutely. And then the Fool card talks about willingness to take a giant leap of faith. Now, I'll tell you, as far as Chris is concerned, he really, really did think, when he, with his intentions, so let me rephrase, I can barely speak. When he got involved, I'm sorry y'all, that's my Bernard snoring. Oh my God, this dog, I can't believe how much he snores. When Chris Cuomo started getting involved with his brother situation with regards to allegations of sexual abuse or whatever, I can tell you for a fact that his intention was very clearly and simply to be supportive of his brother. Now, all of y'all are going to go up in arms and say, how could you say that, Kirtana? That is so wrong. Look, let's not make it political based on what I'm seeing. He clearly, his intention was just to be supportive of his brother. Now, did he know the extent of the allegations based on what the cards are saying? Did he know how deep it was or how bad the situation was? Not really until a little bit later. As much as they would talk to each other and sound each other off, etc., I'm going to say not to the extent that people think. I mean, people think that they knew every single thing about each other. They were codependent. They did sound off on each other. They leaned on each other. I get it. But I don't think Chris really knew the extent of the allegations or how deep that went or how far back it went. Because I guarantee Chris Cuomo has a history of this. And his cards will pop up and you'll see. So Now let's look at the 2, which is the high priestess. It is ruled by the moon. Okay, it's there is something hidden about Chris Cuomo that has not yet come to light, and it will. I am also going to tell you, look, I'm not I don't want to sound like I wish ill on his marriage or anything. I don't wish that on anybody, y'all. I really don't. So please don't misunderstand me. But this is going to have a really uh, big impact on his relationship with his wife, his marriage. Absolutely. Chris Como, his marriage he's going to have to work at it if at all he's going to survive it. He really has to. The relationship is already estranged a little bit. I don't care what anybody says, whether they like it or not. Well, another thing with the Uranus card talking about sudden shocks, he didn't expect the extent of uh, he didn't expect to be basically sacked from CNN. He thought, like I said, he'd get a slap on the wrist and they'll hide him in the closet for a little bit and then bring him out 6 months later and say, okay, here you go, Chris Como. By then everybody would have forgotten. That's what he thought would happen. And then he said, that's okay. I'll take a giant leap of faith. I'll go off into the unknown. I'll do my stuff. When the embers die down, I'll come back out. But the problem is that's not what happened. Like he sacked. It's official. So now let's take it further and see what else we got going on. See, very ego-driven, this man. I mean, very egotistical. That was his downfall. As much as he came across as trying to be, the really, hang on, you guys, 20, 31. I'm going to say the 20, so 24, about 2.5 years ago, Chris should have, this whole drama with his brother has been pending, has been building up momentum, picking up momentum. 31 months ago, that's close to 2.5, 3 years, right? 31 months ago is when Chris should have stopped and told his brother, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to step back. As much as I love you or whatever, I can't involve myself because I'm going to end up messing up my own career and my life. That was the one opportunity he had. The door was open for Chris to cut ties, quote unquote, cut ties with his brother from the perspective of the public, the public ties, if you will, like what was, what I'm saying, not actually cut ties as in, totally give up his brother and say, dude, I don't know who you are, go away type. Not that way. He should have cut the ties with his brother from the professional kind of a thingamajiggy that was going on, their public lives, if you will. Chris did have an opportunity, but Chris did not see that. Because for him, the family is important, this is important, that is important. And also, his public persona, he's a family man, they're Italians, that thing also propelled him even further to stick to that agenda. And I will tell you one thing, I do believe that his spouse, his wife, has spoken on many occasions and told him, look, you have to be careful, So they have had a little bit of a disagreement. I guarantee his wife did tell him, look, this is going to cause you trouble. Are you sure this is what you want to do? And when he said yes, and she's like, okay, I'll support you because, obviously she's his wife, right? I guarantee that conversation has occurred. But Chris Cuomo, if he had heeded the warnings, right, he would not have lost his job. He would not. He would not have been embroiled in this big circus, this big drama. Even though he was his brother, he would not have been drugged down to the sewers, if you will. So, see, what is that they say? Ultimate power is ultimate, and ultimately power corrupts, or something quite like that. When you get to that level, it's I'm not condoning, y'all. I'm not condoning their behavior. When you get to be a public figure and you get to that level, let's face it, you have a lot of enablers too. And once, oh my God, hang on, y'all, give me 1 second. Ooh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry, hang on. I am so sorry. Sorry about that, y'all. I didn't switch it off because I was expecting a call from a doctor's office, but this is somebody else calling, so I do apologize. So you end up having people who are enablers, and then sometimes, you know what happens, actually most often, you kind of get caught into that role, that expectation that the public has of you, or this image that you have created yourself, and then you're forced to stick to that. You know, you can't step out of that image, and you can't just say, okay, this is no more me. It gets difficult. So anywho, but you got to be careful when people are throwing themselves at you. You can't just say, okay, all right, you know that sort of stuff. You got to be very careful, right? But okay, it's 26 minutes and I haven't done anything. I apologize. This is probably going to be another hour-long video, so let's get on with this because I want to do a little bit for Andrew Cuomo as well. Judgment, oh my God. I kid you not. Oh, well, are we surprised? So we have, I'll show you the cards, right? We have Leo, and we have 2, which is the High Priestess, and we have 3 of Pentacles, okay? No surprises there. Give me 1 second, okay? Oh, well, there we go. Then we have Virgo, the Diable, and then we got Judgment. No surprises there. Not at all surprised with these cards. Absolutely not surprised. Then we have Uranus, the Fool, and 9 of Swords. I'm not at all surprised. It's going to be very hard for this guy to come out of this, y'all. So with the Leo, he did have a lot of people help him. He did have a lot of people support him. A lot of people did support Andrew Cuomo. A lot of people, he had a good team, right? Like, be it their friends or whoever, their circle. He did have a lot of people support him. There is no doubting that. But I'm also going to say, amongst that support or within that support, there definitely was some of them had hidden agendas. I will be very surprised if the 3 of Swords doesn't pop up in the next draw. I'll be really surprised. So he did have support. People did like his work, right? And they did appreciate his work. And they were giving him all the support he needed to follow that path and to be successful there. He was also set up. He was lifted. He was carried. He was propelled. He was pushed. All that stuff, the positive aspect. But among all that support, I'm going to say there was something that was a hidden agenda. Somebody had a hidden agenda. That hidden agenda was also one of the primary reasons that pushed him and propelled him towards thinking that he could help his brother or bail his brother out in some way, shape, or form. If you understand what I'm saying. Next, we have the Virgo, and we have the Diable, and then we have Judgment card. So this codependency, this mercurial energy that he had, and this codependent relationship that he had with his brother, if you will, Judgment is Pluto. And what is Pluto? And Pluto, as we know, is regeneration. So he felt that by him involving himself, although his claim might have been that I just want to involve myself to kind of just not necessarily to help his brother, but in a way he was, but I want to be able to help him without appearing like I'm going to bail him out of this situation. Chris Cuomo knew very well at a certain point that this was way above his head. It was way above his pay scale. That was the second opportunity he had, and that was about 18 to 19 months ago. At that time, he should have pulled out of the whole scenario and said, I'm done, made a public announcement, whatever, fessed up, come clean. He could have still kind of managed to salvage his reputation and his career, but he didn't. But he felt that with his, there's also this false sense of power that he had, and that's very egotistical, and of course very leonine, that, oh, considering the position I have, maybe, I'll be able to do something behind the smoke screen and not so much in the public limelight, and subtly try to help my brother and bail him out and be able to regenerate or reinfuse some life into my brother's career. Chris Cuomo didn't realize that there are a lot more powerful people than him and his brother. A misplaced sense of misplaced what's the word? Sense of power. Then we have Uranus. Uranus does talk about, I'm just going to hold it, of course. Uranus does talk about sudden shocks and changes. Then you have the Fool card, and then you have the Nine of Swords. So with Uranus, even though this was like a sudden change and a sudden shock, because he was like, oh shoot, I'm out of a job, I'm out on my behind, they threw me out on my tushy, now what do I do? And that's when he realized it is all gone to pot, right? There was a lot of grief over there, absolutely, depression and grief, absolutely, like a lot of stress. And see, this, and of course, if you were to sit Chris Cuomo down and ask him, he'd say, I never would have done that. Why would I do that? My conscience is clear. I would never do that. I guarantee for a brief period of time, there was somebody who advised him to go and speak to the network officials or whoever to say, hey, is there something I can do to salvage my position? But no, absolutely not. There was no way he could have done that. And he did, for a brief period of time, think that false sense of power, that he could salvage his brother's career too, and be able to do something to kind of reduce the brouhaha around his brother. But Chris never realized for one moment that this was beyond his pay scale. That leonine, I'll go, I'll fight, I'll win it, I'll do it. The false sense of bravado. I don't know what he was trying to do. What was he thinking? Because he's the only person responsible for the demise of his career. I would have thought he had more common sense and more smarts to know that, yeah, it is blood, I get it, it's your family, I get it, but you should also know when to draw the line, right? I know a lot of people are going to come at me, well, that's not a nice thing to say, Kitana. Look, here's the thing, it's all about, yeah, blood and is thicker than water, I get it, family is important, I get it, I get all of that, y'all. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do respect that, I do appreciate that, and, that sort of a thing. But at what point do you say enough is enough? At the risk of ruining your own life. And then if you sit and cry and say, oh my God, I should have, that statement he made during his deposition when he said that was 5.5 hours long or whatever, he goes, well, all the time I was trying to protect my brother where I should have been focusing on actually protecting myself. That's what I'm saying. You should know when to draw the line and say, look, this is beyond. I can't jeopardize my life for you. Is it self-preservation? Yeah, it is self-preservation, absolutely. But who am I to tell him that, right? Each of us have our own level of commitment, our own level of what have yous with our family. So I hope you get where I'm coming from, y'all. So, but he is not ever going to say, hang on. His whole image is shattered. It's going to take a lot for him to be able to recover his standing, his name, his prestige, his whatever. I don't think he'll ever recover that. He shot himself in the foot, y'all. But these are some really odd cards. Not expected it. The Empress. Oh, Four of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Empress is ruled by Venus, luxury, pregnancy, abundance, beautiful, bountiful stuff. Four of Wands does talk about homecoming, celebration, family reunions, etc. Six of Pentacles does talk about giving and receiving, help and generosity. Six of Pentacles also does talk, pops up a lot when there is a case of a divorce or a settlement or an alimony type of a settlement, where you are coming to an agreement in terms of, okay, what is the alimony, what is the settlement, I'll give you this, I'll give you that, amicably settle it and cut your ties and move on. So I wouldn't be surprised if this kind of affects his marriage. I hope not. Regardless of whether he's a nice guy or not nice guy or whatever, that's irrelevant. I don't really wish relationships going bad for anybody. See, all of us as human beings, right? I mean, affairs of the heart are very, very whatever, but maybe I'm the romantic myself, who knows. Oh yeah, his relationship. Yeah. Weird cards. Weird cards. See the Fool card again. He's going to get an opportunity to start life again, yeah. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, y'all. I wonder if he's going to go on. Oh, King of Wands himself. Interesting card. So I wonder if Chris Cuomo is going to move on to another relationship, because this is kind of sort of coming to an end. If he does end up having another relationship, which is going to be victorious and successful for him, he's going to be able to start off a new life, a new adventure. And we have the Gemini card popping up again with the Lovers card. It talks about duality. It talks about friendship, love, partnership, etc. And Gemini, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th house does talk about like-minded people, groups and friends. And then you have a King of Wands. So either this is his relationship, like his married partnership relationship, that is going to go asunder, and he's going to find somebody else and get on with his life and be successful and start a whole brand new life. Or there could be a group of friends, okay, who are going to get together and start a new business on their own, far removed from what have yous, and start a new business and start a new partnership. And he, being the King of Wands, is going to be an active partner, somebody who's going to be taking action all the time. And of course, King of Wands is a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So this could be a new business he's going to probably start on his own. Could already be working towards it. That's why the Fool card popped up a couple of times. Maybe he's okay with it and saying, you know what, maybe even if I have to start afresh, that's fine. Take this time to work on that and start afresh. There is a possibility. Like what do you call that thingy now? Spotify, something like that. He may start something on his own. And he can be as controversial as he wants over there, because he's king of his own kingdom and he can do what he wants. I wouldn't be surprised if he even is contemplating something like that. He's got backers. See, financially, they're not hurting. They're not in the poorhouse. So we don't have to feel sorry for them with regards to that. All right. King of Cups. There is somebody here who's very emotional. Let's see. And the World card. Wow, he's getting some strong cards. I am surprised. All right, let's keep on. And a little bit of whatever. He's going to go after this, y'all. Oh, okay. I'm going to tell y'all. This is a story that's being unfolded. Y'all, this guy is... Oh, my God. Christopher Cuomo is going to be just fine. We don't have to feel sorry for him. I rest my case. Yes, Christopher Cuomo is going to be fine. Let's not worry about him. So let's take these cards and I'll tell you what unfolded just here. So we had the remember I went through all this and the King of Wands, whatever. Then we have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups definitely does talk about what's the word? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, somebody who is able to provide the emotional support, somebody who can sympathize with you, somebody who understands and says, okay, don't worry, I'm here for you, this, that, and the other, that emotionally kind of what's the word? Support. But here I'm going to say, having said all of this, it's not in the reverse, which is good, because if it was in the reverse, I would have said, this guy's, all bets are off, he's going to claw back. I'm going to tell you that the fact that the whoever the chief of that CNN was, who also got let go after Chris is not sitting in the background and just twiddling his thumbs and doing whatever. This is going to have a ripple effect. There are a lot of people who are going to be losing their jobs. Not just Chris, not only that other fellow, but it's going to slowly unravel. I wouldn't be surprised if that whole company is going to come unravel, that CNN. I wouldn't be surprised. Somebody has to bail them out because they're heading in the wrong direction. And the thing with Chris is that he's very smart. He'll come across as being very brash and very like, I'm a Leo, I'm a lion type of thing, that kind of a thing. But he's very smart. He has been gathering a lot of intel and information as well over his years of during his career at CNN. Now, I'd be super, super surprised if he hasn't done that. I'd be like, dude, you're a fool, man. Why didn't you? Considering the positions you've had with that company, I would have thought, and the kind of people you met and the things you were exposed to or had access to, information you had access to, I would have thought that you would have smartened up and started maintaining your own little black diary. And I assure you he has. So he's going to keep his emotions under check. He is going to control. He's not going to let himself get emotional because this has been very, very difficult on him. But he's like, now all bets are off. The gloves are off. I'm going to war and I'm going to some foul language, expletives. I'm going to teach these foul language. Use that, fill in the blanks. These people a lesson. He's all out. He's going to go for the gold. He's going to go for the jugular. Let me tell you, he will. He will. He's going to go for the jugular. Oh, hello, thank you. He's going to go for the jugular. It's going to be very fun. I'd love to be a fly on the wall and watch it. It's going to be very, very entertaining. Is it all going to be out there in the open? Probably not. But this guy is going to war. 5 of Wands. It does talk about rivalries, challenges. There are going to be obstacles, but he's not afraid. He's not afraid. He's like flying fiddlesticks. I'm doing it. Okay. Now let's talk about 8 of Pentacles here for a second. He's going to continue to master his craft. He's going to continue. It's not that he has finally given up on his career. He has not. He's going to continue to work on it. And now it's become almost like a project for him where he's going to continue to delve into all the drama that's going on, all the information he has, all the stuff he knows in his little black book. He's going to continue to work on that and see how well he can put it together to bring it to the forefront. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a whole... I'd be surprised if he doesn't go to some press or something, I don't know, the Washington Post or whatever you, the New York Times or whatever, and just blows it all out. I wouldn't be surprised, and blows it all out in the sense, what I meant was release a statement or give an exclusive interview to somebody and it's all out in the open and everybody's dirty linen gets washed out. I would not be surprised. That's what I meant. So, there is an offer coming. Page of Pentacles. He is going to start mobilizing funds. There's a proposition that's being cooked up, that's being worked on. There are people who are going to back him. There are people who are going to fund. He's going to get together a team. He's not a dumb man, let me tell you that. Then he's holding his cards very close to his chest. He's not going to let it out into the open until he's good and ready. When it's ready to pop, he's going to say, here, the bread is baked. Come on, everybody. That sort of a thing. He's holding his cards very close to his chest. Is that a little bit of insecurity? I'm going to say that Chris does understand that he is not invincible. I hope he realizes he's not invincible. He also has to watch his back. I'm going to say he has to watch his back. And I think there are enough people who are pissed off with them with the Cuomos, the brothers, and I also think that they are very cognizant of the percentage of risk that is part of the job when you are at that level of politics and also that level of journalism. So they have to be careful for their personal security. I'm going to advise them to do that. Not to put the fear of anything in them, but they better know what they're doing. So then we have the Chariot card. Okay, the Chariot card is very, very interesting because this is telling me that Chris has to maintain focus. He has to maintain his balance. And I'm very happy to see these cards, because particularly this guy here, because it shows me he's going to have to kind of manage his emotions, not get the emotions let his emotions get ahead of him. He has to think with his head, not with his heart. And if he manages his emotions and if he maintains his focus and keeps his balance, he will be able to move forward and do whatever it is that he intends to do or wants to do. Now with the Chariot card, also it's the Cancer card, it's the moon, it's maintaining focus and balance and paying attention to detail. Now being a Cancer card, now Cancer for him is his 12th house, and 12th house talks about karma, hidden supports, institutions, etc. I would advise Mr. Chris Cuomo, if he's even listening, to be very careful and make sure, you know how they say keep your friends close but your enemies closer. I'm going to say he's going to have to be super careful. Okay, there is, and I'm going to draw one more card. If the Aquarius card comes up, let me see, then I can assure you he's going to have support from a hidden source. But with this Chariot card, it also tells me that there is something that is hidden, good and bad. So there is something that is hidden that could negate his progress, but there's also a faction that is there, that is hidden, that is not going to come to the forefront, who are also going to indirectly support him, not because they really care for him, they don't give a flying fiddlestick about him, but for their own hidden agenda. Remember earlier I said there is some hidden agenda there. They're going to support him for their own hidden agenda. So he has to learn how to play the game. He's going to have choices whether to go for it, accept that help or not. He's going to have choices. But anywho, and with the Two of Coins, he's going to have to weigh the pros and cons. But these next three cards are very, very awesome. This guy is going to do fine. He's going to be just fine in life. He's not going to be in the poorhouse. He may not necessarily, go back to CNN, or maybe he will, or maybe some other news channel. I don't know. But it's not like, oh, let's feel, so sad for Chris. He's over and done with. And his reputation has taken a big beating. Sure, his name is kind of slandered and dragged through the dirt, and yeah, it's a little bit damaged. It's going to take some time for him to come back to that level, if at all he can. But even though he may have lost a lot of his stock price might have gone down, he's going to be fine. He's seriously going to be fine, because we have the Emperor card. Oh my God! Actually, we got the World card, and we got the. Let me show you these guys. He's got some awesome cards. Oh my goodness! He's got the World card, the Emperor card, and the Sun card. So what this tells me is the World card is completion, things coming full circle, successful completion. So he's going to be fine, y'all. Things are going to come around full circle. There are going to be a lot of other people who are going to be thrown under the bus. Okay, and he's now sitting in a position where he says, these guys did me wrong. I'm going to sing the same song for them. They sang me a bad lullaby. Now I'm going to sing that same bad lullaby to them. They can all go sleep and make their bed, type of thing. With the Sun card, again, that's a Leo card. As we know, the Sun does talk about happy times, new horizons, etc. And it does rule Leo, right? So again, he is going to be fine. He is absolutely going to be fine. He's going to come back stronger. It's going to take him a little time, but he will be fine. The Emperor card is an Aries card. All the fire sign has showed up. Aries card, right? The Emperor card does talk about independence, accumulating wealth, being a leader. This guy is going to be fine, y'all. He's going to come back. It's going to take him a little bit of time. This is always going to be a blimp on the screen, if you will, forever. It's like if the doctor takes your EKG and looks at your history, there will be one particular, test where they did X number of years ago where it showed that his EKG had a little blimp on it. That's always going to be in his profile. That's always going to be in his history. But he's going to definitely go past it. He's going to be able to go past it. He's going to be able to come out on the other side. He's going to be fine. A little bit of a rough time. I would not ask him. I would Well, that's none of my business. Who am I to ask him, right? I would say his marriage, his relationship, if it is rocky and if it does get dissolved, he will definitely go on to have another relationship and he'll be successful with that. There could be some settlement in terms of his alimony or what have yous. That there could be a little bit of drama there. But if it isn't his marriage that is rocky, then he is going to definitely go on to form new partnerships. But he's not done with CNN. He's going to throw more dirt at them. All right, I'm going to stop this. So I know I said I was going to do Andrew Cuomo. Maybe I'll do another one for him, a whole nother, what you call, video. Maybe next Wednesday I'll do Andrew Cuomo. We'll see. So thank you very much to my subscribers. As you guys know, guys and girls know, I do appreciate you. Thank you so, so very much for your support and your kind words. I don't know when I'm going to recover completely from, how many days it's going to take for me to completely get over the live stream I did on Sunday. I don't know. I'm hoping I'll be out of it, snap out of it. But we'll see. Anywho, thank you so very much. Your comments, your support, it means a lot to me. Do give me a thumbs up, hit the bell icon, leave your comments. You'll know I'll read your comments. I may not get to all of them immediately, but I do get to them. And for those of you who are just visiting, thank you for dropping by. I hope you do subscribe. I hope you decide to stay and become a member of the Real Family. I do live streams and I also do personal readings. You can send me an email at therealtarot1123. And I will let you know like the process and the fees, etc. I also post the week ahead, the monthly year ahead tarot on this channel. Like I said, live streams every Fridays. And I've been doing Sunday matinee, silver screen matinee live streams on Sundays at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. The Fridays are 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Saturdays, the first and third Saturday, I do a live stream at 11 a.m. That's classes. I also have an astrology channel. It's called The Real Astrology 1123. I don't do lives on that channel, but that's purely astrology, weekly, monthly, year ahead, etc. And yes, I also do personal charts, so do get in touch with me if you're interested. And for that, the email is therealastrology1123@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody. Take care and see you in the next video. Bye for now.